Howdy folks, Doc here with Last Best Tool. I'm going to highlight two Nutcups here, or parts trays. This is the EZRED. It's part of a series of 3 that you can order on Amazon for about 20 bucks. Or this OEM kind of hard Nutcup tray that mounts either horizontally or vertically. And I got this for about 10 bucks. It's actually a little more, but I'll post a link. Anyway, these kinds of parts trays or fastener holders I think are really important if you can dedicate them to a particular project. And sometimes, especially now as you're ordering parts or waiting for things, some of your projects might be on hold for a while and you don't want to have to store the parts somewhere except where you initially put them. And these are 2 options. I've made my own options, out of these metal, they're almost for the kitchen, but I put neodymium magnets on them. And of course there's a classic. Here's a Blue Point with a big ceramic magnet on it. You can see made in Taiwan. Here's a DeWalt. I love these little guys, but it's a huge magnet stuck to a little tray. That's when I realized I could easily make these myself. But I thought, how could I show you the effectiveness of these? Well, first of all, this is a silicon, kind of an accordion design with a plastic rim that gives it some rigidity. And it has basically a base plate with 5 neodymium magnets that just drops right in. And I've actually used this without the neodymium magnets as a dog water bowl. Was headed out on a hot day. Didn't have what I needed, grabbed this, popped the bottom out, and was able to use that to give the dog some water. But anyway, these 5 magnets that you see here do have a lot of empty space around them, and that shows up. And the way I'm going to test it is just drop in. I've got a bunch of screws here. Dump it out and show you what sticks. It's about like that. Here's the OEM. It has a large ceramic magnet. I just stuck this off the packaging onto the bottom. You can see where it's made. It's the Nutcup. It's a big ceramic magnet. Kind of compare that to the Blue Point there. You can see the size. But anyway, this also sits quite well both horizontally. So here's an example. Grab some metal here. And what this is, I've got an old, have you checked your hose clamps today? I do that, of course, every single day. Anyway, it's an old, kind of one of my antiques I've got laying around. But as you can see, if I clamp this up, I can obviously throw stuff into it, but then it also works just fine in a horizontal position as well. So I can throw it on the side of a a tool cart or something like that. So it also holds it. You can see the sideways profile, or of course as just a traditional bowl. But as I throw stuff in here, stir that around, dump it out, that's what it holds. So you can see as far as the retainment, this OEM kind of Nutcup holds a lot more than this single EZRED here. Now compare that to the Blue Point. This is a traditional Blue Point, that big thing, a Blue Point parts tray here, or parts cup, small round one. But look at that. So the magnet has a lot to do with how much these actually hold, and that's if it's rough. If it's, you've got non-magnetic or aluminum or whatever materials, none of this really matters. It's just a cup at that point. The DeWalt here, I can just scoop it in. Try that. Wow, you can see it's just caked because it's a pretty powerful magnet on the bottom of a small cup. So that holds quite a bit right there. And then the one that I made, I've got to be careful because these are just neodymium, thin neodymium magnets stuck to the bottom of this. But this shows you what you easily could create yourself. That's pretty good holding power right there. In fact, that might be, up at the top. and that's the homemade one. But anyway, here's the EZRED packaging. You got 3 different colors, 3 of these trays. They show very little inside, obviously, because those 5, I'm even losing stuff. Yeah, it just pops out. You know, those 5 magnets don't hold a lot. But it is useful as a compact parts tray, and oftentimes that's all we want, is just a place to put stuff when we're working on things, and it folds up small. This one I really like, does work well. This OEM, I noticed the price seemed to go up, but you can check it. I'll put a link below. But that's a good solid feature of this, is the not only magnetics, but the 2 positions that it can easily stand in, because it is nice to be able to slap it up against something metal, and you've got a good working space, so I can throw plenty of material if I needed to in here. Anyway, thought I'd bring those to your attention. I'm trying to have plenty of these on hand so I don't have to worry about you know, throwing them in a Ziploc bag or just, you know, dancing around them in the shop. So I can actually have a dedicated parts tray, kind of like what a lot of shops do with a dedicated roll cart that goes with one vehicle. If you're working on it, you don't have to worry about trying to share space or something like that. You can end up dedicating a whole area. You know, if I'm working on a chainsaw or something, one of these goes with it. If I'm working on a small engine, a bicycle, whatever, it all stays there, and then I just move on to the next one or the next one in order to dedicate the location for any small parts that I remove from that particular project. Anyway, hope that was helpful. With that, Doc out.